Palace fans, as we review live match reaction to Aston Villa 1, Crystal Palace 1. It's me, Patrick, going solo today. Thoughts on the match? My thoughts. Thought it did quite well today. Very, very tense match for a basically end of season match with both teams stuck in mid-table. But I thought Palace played really well first half. Before we get into that, actually, I want to thank Phantom Z for being in the chat, Robert Brown for being in the chat. Milo PR for being in the chat. If you want to join, the link is in the description right there. It's in the comment section. Feel free to click on. So, a few changes today, lineup-wise for Palace. Luca, Mitchell, Kiyate, and Mateta were in. So, in goal, we had Butland. We had a back three today, which I like that Vieira switched up a little bit today. A back three of Kiyate, Anderson, and Gahey, with Mitchell as a wing back on the left side, Klein on the right side, and Eze Gallagher central with Luca screening the back four, the back three, with Wolf and Mateta up front. So I like the fact we did some changes. Started really well. I love seeing Eze in the midfield. I thought he played really well today. Fluid on the ball, looked to create chances, got on the ball quite a bit today. Him and Gallagher did a good job in the midfield. I know there was outcry by Palace fans, mostly on Twitter, obviously, with Lucas starting, but I didn't have a problem with it. Season's over, basically, so don't see why we can't let him play. So having him start was no problem. I thought he did a good job screening the back four. Sorry again, the back three. Thought Kiyate did a really good job. I like the way he did it against Chelsea. He provides a little bit more width back there with him playing back there. With Klein on the outside, Klein was getting forward a lot. Klein had 2 shots actually in the first half, could have scored. Was really getting forward a lot. So was Mitchell on the other side. The only thing with Kiyate and both Lucas, they don't pass well enough for me. That's a little frustrating, but I thought both Kiyate and Luca played well today, so no issue with that. Wolf and Mateta up front. Clearly, Villa's ambition today was to wind up Wilf Zaha. And clearly, the referee's job today was not to protect Wilf Zaha, because from the beginning, it was obvious that he wasn't getting any protection today. McGinn, who, I put the quote up there, Milo PR, McGinn should have been sent off. I totally agree. I don't know how he survived the entire match, honestly. I don't know how McGinn survived the entire match. It surprises me big time that he survived that match. He was winding Wolf up all day, kicked the ball away at the end of the match after he fouled, and the referee just looked at him like he wasn't going to give him a yellow card and didn't give him one. It was a joke. Alan Sedgwick, evening. Alan, thank you for tuning. Appreciate it. Aaron Manuel, today we had a diabolical ref. McGinn got away with murder. 100% agree with you, Aaron. 100% agree. I don't know what McGinn was doing today. If he doesn't score against us, he winds up our players. But how he survived the entire match, I have no idea. I don't have any idea how he survived that match. And the referee, if you want to help me out in the chat, because I don't even know who it was. Honestly, it was so bad. I don't even know who the referee was today. Awful referee today. Terrible. Sure, he fouled Wolf more than 5 times. Micah, thank you for tuning in. And again, Wolf complained. The crowd got on his back. Wolf cups his ears. Funny for me. I don't know why he did that, but it was funny to me. But again, I just don't know what was going on with the referee today at all. Mark Drew, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Good point, but I feel we are lacking in the final third. Yeah, I thought we had a lot of chances. Let me go to the stats real quick as far as the match stats. So we had 51% possession, to 49% for Villa. 16 total shots for Palace, 13 for Villa. Shots on target, 4 for Palace, 4 for Villa. Big chances, 1 for Palace, none for Villa. I don't know, again, I'll get to it later on, but I don't know how that goal by Watkins, which I thought was an own goal actually by Gehi, was actually not called off for a foul, but we'll get to that later on. Accurate passes, Palace 84%, Villa 82%. Fouls committed, shocking for me actually. Palace 15, Villa only 11. 5 corners for Palace, 1 corner for Villa. 4 yellow cards for Palace, 4 for Palace, and only 1 for Villa. And thank you to someone in the chat, Phantom Zero, Chris Kavanagh. Of course it was. Chris Kavanagh was a referee today. Absolutely useless referee, man. He's absolutely rubbish. I mean, I've bemoaned it so many times, but I'm not one. I hardly ever come on stream to complain about refereeing because they have a job to do. But the level of Premier League refereeing is absolutely awful. It's awful. And again, Kavanagh again proving that, you know, we need to up the levels because it was absolutely rubbish. Rubbish today. Rubbish. A couple of people. I see Sean and AJ. I'll get to you guys in a moment. Just want to get a couple more comments here. So, Law, the top player, John died, but the media hate Wilf and they put pressure on officials. If he played for Liverpool or Man United, the media would change. I agree. Even today, there was a first half. I'm going to say it was McGinn. It might be somebody else, but somebody did something to Wilf. It was McGinn. It was an altercation. And the commentator immediately said something about Wilf shouldn't have done something. And then the replay showed clearly that not only did McGinn kick Wilf, he elbowed Wilf as he walked by him. But then the commentator had the temerity or whatever the word is, I guess, to apologize to Wilf. But again, that's what they do. They try to wind up Wilf every time. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's really frustrating. Comment here by KC Ras. Eze's defense in first half was great. Eze today was really good. I mean, that's why I made the controversial comment that I'd rather see Eze play for Gallagher to see what he can do without Gallagher in that midfield, because I really think Eze can do a job. And he's not going to be like Gallagher, but I think his levels could be greater because I think he'll get more assists, maybe not as many goals. He'll create more goals for people like Mateta and Wilf and Edouard next season. But I thought Eze was really, really good today. So let me bring in a couple of folks in the. I've got Sean and AJ.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
So Sean, there's a comment in there about Mateta in the chat. So I'll bring it up now because I know you're a massive Mateta fan. So question was, hold on, let me find the comment if I could scroll up and find it. I'll have you answer it because I know I have my thoughts on Mateta, but here we go. It's from Aaron again. What's your thoughts on Mateta today? Felt he was below his standard levels today. So Sean, what do you think about Mateta today?
Aaron? Okay. Let me answer Aaron's question.
Sure.
I don't know what were you watching, but Mateta played good. He played good. I don't need to say nothing more because I don't know what game you were watching. You must have watching something out of the game, man. Don't you
AJ.
see his hold-up play?
AJ, your thoughts on Mateta today?
He was all right, man. Yeah, he was all right. I mean, he wasn't bad. Like he just did his job. He held up the ball. I mean, with them kicking us left, right, and centre, we could hardly get in the final third because as soon as it went to Wilf, McGinn was just on man wrestling to the ground anyway. So
ridiculous.
If the ref actually did his job today, we might have actually had a little bit more of a threat. And with that being said, look how many goal attempts and look at the possession, man. It's another dominant display and points dropped today for me.
Yeah.
And the reality of the situation is, well, ref didn't help the situation, but I'm not. Nobody in that performance today really gave me anything to worry about. Even with Luka, it brought into the equation. Obviously, yeah, we know that him and Ayew are the kind of I wouldn't even say scapegoats, but they're the kind of names that you're seeing and that frustrates you before you pick off. But he actually did all right, man. He did his job. There was nobody that stood out today for poor performances. And Mateta definitely didn't have, he held up. He did a couple. I see him do a little bit of step overs towards the defense when he got on the wing as well. I thought he was all right, man. Because it's not to say, I know there's that, I said last week or the week before about this whole weird Edouard agenda that everybody's on, and everyone seems to think that Edouard is a world-class striker in the making. It's not that, man. Like, Mateta's doing his job. Another day, Mateta bangs 2 goals in. Let's not get too carried away and worry. It was just like, because we didn't win, people are just looking for somebody to blame. Right. And because you can't blame Luka, and because I weren't even in the mix like that, you're looking for somebody to blame, man. At the end of the day, that game, we dominated and we won that. No wonder.
Yeah. Sean, your thoughts on the overall display of the team today? Mateta aside, I agree. I thought Mateta was fine today.
To be honest, my man of the match, I'm going to be honest. The team played well, but my man of the match, I know people are going to hate me for this because I personally hate Luka. But to be honest, he played brilliant. Otherwise, some of the couple of missed passes, he played brilliant. He was brilliant today. He stringed those crosses in. Honestly, God, I don't know how we didn't score on one of his crosses. He was brilliant.
I'm going to throw some stats at you for bringing them up. So, 89% pass accuracy today. He created 3 chances. He had 44 touches. He had 5 out of 6 accurate crosses, 4 out of 5 long ball accurate today. Accurate long ball, sorry. 2 interceptions, 11 recoveries, 1-on-1 aerial duels. I thought he played well again today. I'm not going to lie. Listen, when I saw the lineup, I'm not bothered by the lineup, honestly. Besides having a couple of kids play, I don't care about the lineup. But I like the fact he went to 3 at the back. I thought that Kyoto was really good in the back. I mean, he's not a great passer, but I love the width he gives us on outside. He allowed Klein to bomb forward on that right side, allowed Mitchell on the other side to bomb forward. Anthony Gay always solid in the middle. I love Gallagher and Ebbs. Ebbs, by the way, I don't know if you guys thought, but Ebbs I thought was played really well, especially first half. Much better defensively than people give him credit for. You know what I mean? So
did you see that pass? Did you see that pass that he gave to Wilf? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I still think Eze's better in the middle than on the wing, to be fair. I would have preferred to have that kind of
agree.
At least on the wing, because I mean Eze on the wing is okay. But last season, and if you ask any QPR fan, they will tell you Eze's that guy in centre midfield. And I think I kind of agree with your agenda on that one, Patrick, that at the end of the day, we need to start kind of coming under the slow realization that Gallagher is gone. And we need to start prepping for his replacement. And for me, if we didn't buy any players in the summer and we had to, build the team different next year, you've got to throw Eze into that midfield. For me, he is the natural Gallagher replacement, if you want to call it that. Or even if you do a formation change, for me, they're already talking about him being back in the England squad. I've already read that.
Too. Yeah, I heard that, which is madness.
I would love to see that, man, because he deserves it, man. And he's worked hard, and he worked hard to get himself back earlier, and he was patient. He wasn't frustrated. He had the weird links in January, and he just kept his head down, and he's worked himself back to what we know he can do. And it's good that he's now going to have a proper, obviously this season, but going into next season, he's going to have the proper Palace fans supporting him. He's going to be able to showcase what he can do. And with the other young, exciting players that we've got in our attack, even in the whole team, to be fair, I'm all right with that, and I'm all right with him. And I'm gonna go against you a little bit, Patrick. I'm okay with him not playing the kids if he's gonna get. I saw you.
I agree with you. I agree.
I'm happy if he's gonna leave out Teo and Raksaki. That means we're going to see a little bit more of Eze and maybe just a couple more squad players just showcasing what they can do towards the end of the season. Now we know where we're safe. We know we're not really going to go too much higher or much lower anyway. I'd like to see a bit of gyro. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I don't know, man. Maybe they don't fancy him. It is what it is. But I was happy with today's performance, man. I don't think I'm at the point where I'm not going to be frustrated, or I'm not going to get pissed off because we didn't win. Because, yeah, it was frustrating we didn't win, and we did have enough chances to dominate the game. Although, may I add, I don't understand at what point do our defenders get wrestled to the ground and the ref's going to do something about it? I thought that's what VAR's for.
Right.
But, nah, man, I'm all right with things, man. Eze he just looks good, man. He looks confident.
So let me just state, okay, so, I mean, I kind of did it tongue-in-cheek, but I'm going to be totally honest, right? I got no problem with Vieira does. I don't have a problem with the system that he plays. As Phantom Z said, Vieira seems to like a 3 at the back against teams that are going to try a numbers 4 or 5 on 4. Love that tactical fluidity from Vieira rather than 4-4-2. What? Totally agree. Okay, he did that same thing at Nice. Here's my issue, though, AJ, is that I need to see if Rasaki is going to make it. I totally get the fact that 23s he dominated. He was top goal scorer in that division. Didn't send him out on loans. He didn't get a chance to really show if he can play at a higher level. Today probably wasn't the right time to play him. I went back with someone on Twitter about, yes, it was a very high intensity game, but honestly, all Premier League games are that way. The formation today probably doesn't suit Rasaki though, because if you had to play him today, you got to take out Gallagher, put Evans in the center, and put Rasaki out wide. Otherwise, you can't put him in. You can't put him in the middle of the field. You're better off in a 4-4-2, all right, or 4-2-3-1, where you can play out wide, all right? So I get that. But honestly, at this point in the season, I've got to see those two kids play. Because for me, if they're going to play next season at any point, contribute at all, they've got to get some kind of playing this season to say, okay, you want me to judge them, honestly, in 2-3 matches, not against, today, let's say Everton and then United. But you've got to at least see them play and see, okay, I see some things about him I like. The way he born Eze this season has been perfect for me. He kept him out, put him in, left him out 4 or 5 games again. We all got worried about him, put him back in. He saw him in training. You know what I'm saying? I got to see Rasaki play because if he's not ready for us, fine. Next season, put him out low in the championship team all season and I'm good. But the kid's too good for 23s. I need to see the kid play. That's all I'm trying to say. Vieira, for me, has been brilliant. I'm not criticizing him. I'm just saying I've got to see that kid play. Adam Roland, not as much because we've got Mitchell. You know what I mean? Adam Roland is not going to play next year anyway. He's going to be a backup. But Rasaki, to me, is the IU replacement. Get him some minutes or get him on loan next season. That's what I'm trying to say.
The only thing I would have said to the Rasaki argument, and this is a small point, is in a game like today, it would have been too physical for him. Could you imagine him again? I mean, he's not big. He's not built. He's not. Right. He's still got a bit of a child.
I get that.
And a game like that with somebody like Tyrone Mings and McGinn and all them like doing their skullduggery tactics today, it would have ended messy. I don't think it would have. And I think where we were kind of pulling to try and get something out of the game, I don't think this was the game for it. Even if you would, you bring him on for maybe if you bring him on for like 2-3 minutes, but you're not going to get anything out of 2-3 minutes.
Right.
You'd be better off coming against something like an Everton or maybe arguments say even the United game because
United game he's definitely playing United. Definitely United game's a throw. He's definitely playing United game. But here's my thing though. Then don't tell the media. I guess you're going to force it. He's been saying it all week. We're going to play them. We're going to play them, right? That's what he's been saying. So then don't say it. I got no problem if you're not going to do it. But don't say you're going to do it. Basically, just teasing me is what I'm saying. He's
gonna play Everton match. I'm sure of that. He's gonna play Everton match.
Well, here it comes down to Sean, is that if they win today, they're safe. So I'm with you. If they win today, Everton's safe. That game's a nothing game again. So United definitely is gonna play. He's gonna play them because that game is 100%. That's a on the beach last game of the season. Might as well be a preseason game for next season. That game's a done deal. United doesn't care. We don't care. It's our last home match. They'll play that game, but by that time, what you really see. That's what I'm saying today. Yeah, it's a little high intensity, but we weren't playing for Euro, not playing for for relegation. But I get the fact that maybe today's a little bit too much for those kids, but yeah, it is what it is. So.
Yeah, you could have bet them in. Yeah, for real. I wanted Rasaki though instead of Schlupp. To be honest, I was really cursing.
Schlupp scored though.
He scored the goal.
I can't do nothing about it. I couldn't do nothing about it. He scored, and what we're gonna do?
He scored the goal. So,
but I'm saying if
I made that mistake earlier
and scored that goal, then we'll be blowing up the phone.
Yeah, I agree. So here's a question here for Mark Drew. Klein must get a new contract. I mean, listen, what are your thoughts on Klein? Because I think he's been brilliant this season. So what are you guys' thoughts on Klein and the contract for next year? Sean?
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Oh my God, give him 2 years. He's playing brilliantly. Today, I don't know how he didn't score. I just don't know
Yeah,
how.
yeah, two good shots first half. Yeah, two good shots, man.
And
Possibly
he's
my man of the
tracking
match,
back.
to be fair.
He was playing like a Superman today. He was
Everton,
bombing,
Everton up
coming
1-0, by
back.
the way. Everton just scored, so they're staying up. So Thursday now is a definite Raksaki game.
Yeah, for real. I told you.
Yeah, Everton ain't going
Nah,
down. As much
Klein's
as that
brilliant.
upsets me, they're not going down.
Like, as much as I love Joe Ward, at the end of the day, Klein's brilliant coming forward, and he's got that extra bit of quality.
Yeah.
Like I said a minute ago, I think for me, he's in a shot with my man of the match personally. I mean, he could have bloody scored 2 goals today if he, worked on the shooting a bit more, but obviously he's a right back, so that's a bit different. I've got a bit of Klein bias anyway. It's probably as
Yeah,
bad as
but the reason why
Patrick Zaha bias, but it's the reason is
No one has
it might be
advantage me.
Klein grew up in the same area as I did, didn't it? So
Nice.
he's a bit of a hero where I grew up, to be fair.
Yeah.
But the
In all
reason why I did give Luca the man of the match is because he allowed Klein to bomb forward. He was streaming the back four, and he was doing the dirty bits. He had Mings in his pocket, or what? No, not Mings. McGinn in his pocket. He could not pass him. I was watching. I was giving a close eye on him. Trust me. Watch about the game, and you see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, for me, give Klein a new contract, and I'd actually snakily let Joe Ward go. I know we love him. I know but if I had a choice right now, I'd give Klein the contract and go get a new right back, or possibly see what Ferguson's saying. But I don't know, man. We can't rely on the kid.
Yeah.
Because allegedly he was there, innit? Apparently he was with the fans. I've been told.
Was he?
Allegedly he was with the fans. That was spreading around the internet this afternoon. So you don't know. But I mean, I've seen him in training. He keeps. Poor kids. Maybe he needs to go on loan, possibly. But if you're gonna go that, I don't know, man. This right back thing is a bit mad for me because we've got so many other little areas of the pitch that we kind of need to just put a bit of money in, and we're not gonna have 300 million to spend in the summer. It's just not
exactly.
our thing.
Yeah.
Look at the transfers we've been linked to. That's something to really really watch.
Well, apparently we've wrapped up the core, allegedly.
That would be brilliant. The core would be brilliant.
We're waiting on terms for that, apparently.
Right.
That's what was reported in a newspaper outlet I won't mention, but apparently terms need to be agreed.
Right.
And then that's good to go. There's a couple other players that I've been seeing us linked to, but no specific right backs standing out.
I think it was a winger. I forgot what his name was. From I don't remember. When I remember his name, I will tell you. He's good. I've been watching a couple of his matches. I started watching the championship recently.
Brennan Johnson, right?
Well, it'll be Spence, isn't it?
No.
Well, Spence on loan from Borough, right? So he's not their player, right? He's a Borough player, right? Still,
unless they got some sort of agreement to sign him with a permanent, but you don't know, man. I don't know.
Right. Listen, Forest have some good players on that team. If they get promoted, they won't get rid of Brennan Johnson. I mean, they'll keep him obviously, and then Jed Spence will go back to Borough. You're right. Maybe they'll buy him, but they've got some good players on Forest. So if they come up, they could be. But see, I'm not sure into see. That's the thing. I mean, I'm looking at our forward areas. Obviously, Mateta for me. You got Edward. Benteke will probably leave in the summer, so you don't need to. So maybe you need another striker, possibly. I mean,
we got
Clange, mate. We got Clange.
And we got Wolf. Wolf could play striker too. I mean, Wolf. Obviously, that's the
no.
He did it again. What are you shaking your finger for?
No.
This is 14 goals, mate. 14 goals.
How many of those goals were him as a central striker, or how many was of them on the wing?
You sound like that's an Edward argument, isn't it?
No, it isn't, Patrick. Don't do it. Don't try and push that agenda, mate. I'm not having it. Leave Will from the wing and let him just do damage. Because my man got goal of the. In fact, I'll tell you what, he got goal of the season playing where?
That way. Cutting inside.
Well, Zaha on the left wing agenda is real.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'll allow that today because
don't get that kind of Ronaldo transition into an Henri transition to a striker thing. He does his job on the wing. Don't worry about that.
Well, I'll let Vieira handle that because Vieira seems to want to move him to central
Well,
striker.
he's my
So we'll
man.
see what he
I
does. So.
trust
No,
Vieira
no,
all day.
no. I
And
don't want.
nomination
I
for
don't want
manager of the season, yeah,
to central either. I don't want
manager.
central.
I'm just trying
But
to
I
look
want to
some
see
of
that
the,
kid
some of the comments here.
Luke Plange. He looks good. He looks good. I want to see
They
that kid.
compared him to Michael Owen, which I think is a bit of a stretch, but I've seen him play a few times. I mean, Michael Owen's one of the best players I've ever seen played in
I don't
any
think I've ever
sort of
seen a
Liverpool,
striker like Owen since, to be
England.
fair.
Say again?
I don't think I've ever seen a striker like Michael Owen since. And yeah, Planger's
Yeah.
got goals. Remember, he's got a couple goals in the championship. I think he
Right.
scored no more than 10. So I'm not expecting him to come and rip up trees. He's going to get, I mean, even if he gets the game time, which I'm not sure he will, he'll get 3 or 4. And that made me happy, to be fair. And he'll eventually progress from there. But I'm not anticipating him coming in and challenging Edouard or Mateta yet.
Yeah,
I mean, you never know. You never know. But if anything, I'd actually start another striker. If anything, if Benteke leaves, get another striker. That's fine.
It'd be interesting to see what Vieira does, honestly, because we can all talk about a new right back, a new centre half, a new central defensive midfielder, a new wide player, a new striker, but he could bring. You're right, AJ. You're not going to have a ton of money to spend, so he has to be smart. But again, with Dougie in charge, I'm happy that we've obviously put the scouting out there already. Like you said, we've been linked to some decent players already. If we bring in 2-3 players, I'd be happy with that. I'm with you though. I want to see players next year like Gyro play a little bit more. I don't know why Gyro's not getting any minutes. I don't understand it. He's got 2 years on his contract. He's not going anywhere. It's weird. It's really weird. I mean, I get that we have Maka and Luca, Kiyate, Hughes in the central, but you tell me he can't play at all. I don't understand. He doesn't get any minutes.
It's weird because he seems like he's liked there. So it's not to say like he's there and you see him in an odd
and he's moaning.
Picture. He really loved there, and he seems to really love the kids. I don't know. It's really weird. I don't know. Unless he sees him left back, maybe. I don't know, man. I don't get it.
I wouldn't want to. Yeah, he doesn't have. To me, he did it. I don't like him back there. I think he's a little slow. I don't see him honestly as a center. Man, he plays center back for Ajax in the Europa League against Man United, so he can play there. But he hasn't done that in years. He came here and he came as a midfielder. Again, I don't know if we're not going to play next year again. He's not one. Just let him go. Let the kid play.
That could be a shout, Patrick. Because if next year we're going to lose, let's say Kelly, maybe Ann Tompkins,
right?
Then I guess backup centre back Gyro.
We'll need one for sure.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We got a lot of little intricate bits, and remember, this ain't Football Manager or FIFA where you can start doing all the weird stuff. We got in the reality, the climate's a little bit financial.
Take a guess how old. 1 second, Sean. Guess how old Jaro is.
25-ish.
He's 25. He's 25. He's a kid. Baby, man. He's a kid. He's been, he's 25 years old. He's got 2 years on the contract left. I mean. But yeah, going to what he's saying again. Yeah, Sean, talking about O'Brien. Yeah, I saw Swindon play today. He didn't play today, but they won 2-1 against Port Vale. So he'll be back on from the loan. And it's a good thing that he did, got played a lot with Swindon in the playoffs this year. So that might be a good shout for a backup next season. So
I heard he's good. I would like to see him
play man.
I would like to see that kid play in the Carabao Cup. I heard he had a good foot. He can string the ball like Anderson.
I like Wesley Dunshaw. Scott Banks, bro. He has a mean free kick as well. I bring in Jez Tayo and Banks. I love to see Banks play, but Banks ain't going to play for us.
I don't think he's ready either.
Yeah. He's great on free kicks, though. If you just don't on set places. Yeah, but
I've never really...
Michael Owen, I mean, Michael Owen, David Beckham.
Bro, stop getting sucked into these England guys. The next Sol Campbell, the next David Seaman. Oh, my God.
The next, yeah.
That's a dangerous way to live.
But Scott Banks did pretty the preseason last year, and he did score a free kick.
I don't know if he's Premier League standard though, man. I don't know. He went on loan to Scotland and did all right.
Man, that's what I'm saying. If the kids don't get a chance, how the hell are we gonna know that? If the kids don't get any chance, you can't know if they don't get a chance.
Yeah, I
don't think Scott Banks is ready. He needs at least a championship loan first before I can even. Because when he went on loan, he didn't go to a Scottish Premier League team, didn't he? Didn't he go to?
He went to a second division.
Yeah, and even there he didn't rip up trees. And I mean, if you're not ripping up treason in that league, I'm not looking at you like the next. Respectfully, I mean, we can always be wrong. In 12 months' time, I might look like a right idiot. Like, to be fair, because he might come in for the next 3-4 games and do a madness. But apart from dead set pieces, I don't. There's a good few youth players I'd pick ahead of him.
Yeah, he went to Dunfermline, and he's 13 appearances, didn't score a goal. So you're right, and they're in the championship of the of Scotland. So
yeah, they're
right.
equivalent. So
right.
Nah. I mean, like I said, I could be wrong. You never know. But you know, these players come out of nowhere. Wan-Bissaka came out of nowhere, playing as a winger in the reserves, not really going anywhere. Circumstances change players.
Right. And again, like you know, if you're good enough, right? You know, you're old enough, so we'll see. I mean, again, I just want to see him get a chance. Again, I don't want to push an agenda for youth players if they're not good enough. But I've got to see them play. You know, I watch a lot of the 23s and 18s because I got the Palace TV Plus, so I watch a lot of that. But you can't judge it on that. I mean, you know what I mean? Exactly. Look at Kirby. I mean, Kirby played for the World Cup team, and then
Kirby's not even signed, is he? He's like still looking for a club, isn't it?
No, he's signed, but I think this is the last year of his contract. He's definitely signed. He's injured right now, but he's signed. But the season's over anyway.
No, it was Flanagan that we did that with, wasn't it? It was Flanagan that we gave him stay in it. It was really weird.
Ian Flanagan, right, who got the contract to play.
That was another one. That was another chosen one.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to be careful with these kids, man. Some of them. And remember, yes, we've got all this investment in our youth. And yes, we've got outstanding youth team players. But it's going to take a couple of years before you can start integrating that into your first team. And there is
100%.
You know, we're only going to now start in the next 18 months. We're going to start picking up these young talents around South London, Kent, Surrey, Sussex, and wherever, and maybe other areas of London. But
right,
I don't anticipate the next superstar to come out of that Palace Academy for at least good 5-6 years. I don't, you know, there's a couple in there already that are ripping up trees, but you got to let these kids develop. I mean, some of these kids I've walked past that Sellers and they're about half the size of me, despite the fact they're tearing 30 goals. Then they're smashing 30 goals. I mean, imagine them against somebody like Tyrone Mings today. They're going to get ripped apart. So you got to give them a chance to transition, man. And then you never know.
Yeah, that's what I love about Vera. He gives the kids them some chance to develop, what's the word again? Developed. And I like that.
We'll see. I mean, like I said, he definitely gave Mitchell a chance, which he had the other chance for me for. I mean, you know, Raksak and Tayo have got a little, you know, a minute here, a minute there. I mean, he did start Tayo in the cup game, but I'm looking forward to next season from that standpoint. You know, I would rather see kids on the bench next season, 3 or 4 of them, than to see, with all due respect to Tompkins and Kelly and Ayu and even Benteke. With all due respect to them, I think they've been great service for us. But at this point now, save the money in those guys, let them go, and let those kids fill in. Because chances are they won't play anyway. You're going to see a Schlupp come in. You know, you got Ebbs. You know, you're going to have players, a Gyro. You're going to have players that will be on the bench ahead of them and play ahead of them. But let them get some minutes. Like I said, or if they're not going to play, loan them out. See what they can do. Like AJ said, if, you know, you send out a guy to Dunfermline, he doesn't do anything. He ain't going to play in the Premier League for us. You know what I mean? It obviously is not good enough. So. Right, but we'll see. So, any more thoughts, gentlemen, on today's game? Anything else? Because this will probably be we'll have one more stream, I guess, next next Sunday, for the last game of the season. So, any thoughts on the season in general? Thoughts for next season? Start with you, Sean.
I'm more excited for the season to finish. To be honest, I want to transition into the other season. I want to see what we're going to do next. I'm really anxious. I'm just anxious. It's not much to say. We already passed the point that we had for last season. It was like 44 last season. Now we're at 45. We can probably win the game against Everton and Man U. So, you know.
I'm the opposite, man. I'm having anxiety thinking about what I'm going to do for the next 12 weeks. To be fair,
you don't need downtime, mate. I like a little downtime. I enjoy the downtime. I love Palace. I always have, but I love the downtime in between the seasons. Honestly, to get like a
PlayStation and Twitter will only get me so far, man. I don't know. I might take up a different sport.
You're a hobby, man. You're a hobby. You don't play football still?
I'm old, man. I'm done, man. I don't play football anymore.
I'm older than you, and I still play, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's walking
older
football.
than you, and I still play. No. No walking. I know walking going on, man. Trust me. But yeah.
No. I'll find something to do, man. I'll find something to do. I mean, it'll be interesting this summer. You know, the transfers, the links, and rumors, and all the rest of it, and the Twitter experts and all the rest of it. And all the in the knows are going to be quite fun to look at. New kit, you know, all that kind of stuff. It will stay.
New kit. That's right. New kit.
You know, there's a lot of that stuff going on because there's even I know there's a lot going up in the air about who's even sponsoring us. Some people are saying Puma. Some people are saying Reebok a while ago. I don't know. That's another story.
Really? I know that.
Okay. Reebok was a rumor, but then I'm hearing that's not going to be a thing anymore. I don't know. But I guess more essentially, I'm happy with. In fact, I'm delighted with the way things are played out. To be fair, because I think, you know, considering what we had to deal with last summer, it's going to be nice having a bit more of a stable one. You know,
first time. Yeah.
1 minute, you know, it was taking months, and then 1 minute it was going to be farther, and then we only had about 3 weeks to the beginning of the season. Then it was going to be Nuno. Then Nuno done us over at the last minute with his little extra terms. Look how it played out for those guys. We ended up getting Vieira. Everyone wrote us off. Everyone wrote Vieira off. Now Arsenal want Vieira. Everyone wants Vieira. Everyone's twerking for us. Like, you know, we're in the conversation. Nominated for Manager of the Year. 2 young players nominated for Youth Player of the Year as well. You know, it's going to be a nice having a proper good summer. Vieira hopefully can get those players in. I want another cup run. Do you know what I want? I want a League Cup run as well, because not many teams take that serious.
Nailed it. See, this is my thought. Thank you for doing that. Because yesterday I'm watching the FA Cup. Don't care who wins. And I'm saying to myself, I'm glad that Liverpool won, because now next season they're going to say, well, we won it last year. Who cares about it? You know, we won the League Cup last year. So next year, I'm with you, AJ. I want Vieira to put all of his eggs in that basket for League Cup, hoping that Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, City are worried about, you know, Champions League as they always do. We've got the World Cup coming up around that time. And World Cup's in November. You know, it's late November, December. So maybe the players that go away, blah, 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 come back. I'm begging, man, please give me just give me one League Cup win. Just give me League Cup win. I'll fly over. Europa Conference League the following season, man. I'll be done, man. I'm with you, man. League Cup. Forget FA Cup. League Cup under the radar. League Cup. Win that next year. I'll be so happy, man.
That's facts. Shout out to Wesley there, you know, because me and him is in the same boat there. Except for PS5 and one leg broken.
My leg's been broken too many times to play football. You guys are young, man. I'm embarrassed for you young people, man, right now. I really am. PS4.
You see when you're skinny like me and you're there dribbling the ball around the place and you're playing amateur football, people don't like that, you know. You get your legs kicked up, man. It happens, man.
I'm a skinny winger too, man. I've been skinny my whole life, man. I just run fast. that ain't never left me, man. I still got that speed at my age. I still got the speed.
You're gonna bring out retirement now, Patrick.
They can't catch me. If they can't catch you, they can't kick you. That's why I live my life, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well. There's no VAR in what is it, South London combination leagues and that, you know.
And the league I play, there's no VAR. There's not even a decent referee to be found. So I know what you mean by that. So
I'm quite relieved you managed to find yourself some football in that part of the world, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they play football over here. It's not high quality, but it's decent. And I coached for a long time, so I play, you know. So, gentlemen, man, it's been a pleasure having you both on. It really has been. In fact, all season having you guys on, it's been really a pleasure. Both you and Sean checking in every time. I really appreciate the support. Hopefully you guys will be in it for our next one next Sunday against Man United. But again, Sean, appreciate you, man, and AJ, appreciate you both. You guys take care, right?
I'll be around. All
right, lad, take care.
Take it easy.
All right, man. So before we go, again, I want to shout out to everyone in the chat. So a couple of comments from Come Natural. Kiyate will be hard to place if he leaves. I agree with you on that one. Personally, I'd like to see us keep him, but if we were to lose him and get someone like Decore in, I would be happy with that. But again, I do agree that he'd be a tough one to lose. John Dye, thank you for checking. You need a backup defender and then attacking midfielder and forward simple. So I'm with you. Central defender to complement Gahey and Anderson, essential. And attacking midfielder, especially if we lose Gallagher and need someone to replace maybe as they go to the 8, maybe get in a new number 10. If you play that way, and again, another forward, if Benteke leaves and Zaha, as AJ said, Zaha doesn't not play striker, you've got options of Mateta and Benteke, maybe Plunge, but again, I'm all for that. Is Doucouré a CDM or box to box? He's a CDM. Seb Carpenter, thank you for checking in. He's a CDM, so he would naturally replace a Kouyaté. He can play box to box, but I've seen him play more of a CDM. So again, we'll see. Again, what I like is that Vieira is very flexible again today with the 3-5-2. He'll change formation that will work best for whoever he has on the pitch or whoever he picks. So hopefully, we get him in next season, see how it goes. And here's my namesake, Patrick, last one for today. Everton winning. If they win, they will have nothing to play for next week. You're right. We just spoke about that on the stream there, Pat. In that case, start Raksaki, Adam Roll on the bench, Scott Banks on the bench, Ebbs to start, go 4-4-2, go at them at Villa Park, at Goodison Park, and try and win that game. Want to thank all of you for tuning in today. Again, Aston Villa 1, goal by Ollie Watkins. Crystal Palace 1, goal by Jeffrey Schlupp, came on as a sub late, scored out with 4th touch. A good point. Palace on now. Check that real quick. Palace on now on 45 points, played 36, won 10, drawn 15, lost 11, 47 goals scored, 43 goals conceded, +4. Remember, anybody that doesn't realize, if we can somehow not concede more than 4 goals or actually just flip our goal difference, this will be the first season ever in the Premier League where we've had a positive goal difference. 11th position, 3 points behind the team down south, starting with a B. Hopefully we finish above them. I'm not really bothered, but it'd be nice to finish above them. But again, Vieira's first season, mid-table, 11th place, FA Cup semi-finalist, new system, great to watch. Looking forward to next season. And as T would say, up the Palace. Take care, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it.